Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Press Box, a weekly presentation of the Dispatch and the Rock Island Argus, where our sports staff gets to kick around the issues of the day. I'm Steve Tappa. This is my fellow sports staffer, Dan Tomlin, fellow SAU grad.
That's right.
And we're here to talk about the state championship. Of course, we had a couple semifinalists last week. Alleman went down and got beat by Rochester 46-21. Mercer County lost a heartbreaker 14-0 to Sterling Newman. And Geneseo made it all the way to DeKalb and Husky Stadium, Northern Illinois University, with a 35-7 blowout of Rockford Lutheran.
Yeah, and I think in 4A you saw the three of the four best teams in the state competing last Saturday, and Rochester, Alleman, Geneseo. Those are really your top tier in the class.
That was my entire semifinal bracket. I thought that those were going to be matchups, and those were.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think Rochester's probably the best team in the state right now. But the way Geneseo plays, it's going to be real interesting. And would have been neat to see Alleman, Geneseo, of course, but wasn't in the cards. And Geneseo obviously looked real strong. And Mercer County, it's that Newman team. They can really. They can really wear down the clock a lot like Geneseo, and having seen them play Sherrard, I knew they were going to be a tough task for Mercer County too.
Yeah. Now, of course, the big question everybody keeps asking, can Geneseo compete with Rochester? That offense, just amazing. I mean, 2,000 yards, over 2,000 yards passing, over 2,000 yards rushing. They've beaten everybody by 3 touchdowns this year, except for 5A finalists, Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin, who they had a forfeit to because they used an ineligible player. But that's the only close game they've played.
Well, and I think when you look at Rochester Geneseo, from a Geneseo point of view, you want to look for the positives. You look back to Chicago Phillips. Chicago Phillips quarterback, something like 1,900 passing yards, 1,800 rushing yards.
Star Wars numbers.
Yeah, I mean, video game numbers. And he comes in. Granted, it was raining. The weather conditions were a little bit tough, but the Leafs shut him down. And after the game, talking to Larry Johnson, he said our defense is built to stop the spread. And at the time, I was kind of like,
really?
Well,
yeah, really?
Not the NIB 12. You don't see a lot of the spread, but I mean, he was right. They shut down Phillips pretty easily.
Because they have a lot of speed. That's
right.
The thing. They have a lot of speed, and they get to the ball, and they're fun to watch play defense.
And when he said that, in the back of my mind, I was going, that's a message to Rochester too. We're ready for whatever you have to throw at us.
We'll see you in DeKalb.
That's right. And back in August, after talking to some of the guys, I came into the office and said, "Hey guys, Geneseo's going to play for a state championship." And that's pretty far out to call it, but I'm going to take a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it while you can get it. And I've said to people throughout the week, their defense, the Gremlins they call themselves, they give Geneseo a puncher's chance against Rochester.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at those guys up front, Verbeck, Marmee, and Murray, all those guys
really
up
whip
front.
people.
Yeah, and they hurt them. It takes 5 guys to block 3. So right there you've got a mismatch, and that's why, Mislow, Pitra, the rest of the linebackers can get into the backfield and make some big plays.
Yeah, and you think about it, their offense also, too, as Alleman tried to do, grind the clock, hold on to the ball, put a little pressure on that offense. So we'll see what Rochester can do.
Yeah, it's how crazy is it that you got your lead rusher, Brandon Mislow, goes out during the Sterling game. You bring in Lane Acre, you don't miss a beat. I mean, the guy's almost at 1,000 yards. Ray Singbush also at 1,000 yards. You might end up with 2,000-yard rushers on this team, and you've got 6 or 7 guys that have over 200 yards this season.
Yeah.
Next guy up.
Yeah, they rush 13 guys carried the ball, I think, against Lutheran. So they're fun to watch. It's going to be
great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a state title atmosphere. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. And if we don't see you at the state title game, hopefully we see you back here next week on the Press Box.